Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jimmy. Today, I wanted to share something encouraging with you, especially for those of you who I know have been struggling the past few years with jobs and work and things like that. So, here it is. I've been processing this idea of how society views our value. It seems like if somebody has a huge monetary value placed on them, then they must have more value than everybody else in the world. Especially growing up, I was brought up with this belief that your value is tied to what kind of job you have. And if you have a job, and if you don't have a job, then you're probably lazy or stupid or irresponsible. And as much as that can be true for some people, it's not always true. And I really want to clarify some things to help people, find the value that's inside of them that's not dependent on any type of job or career. What kind of sparked this thinking was something that happened, I think like a month or two ago, where I was having a conversation with some people that I just had a yoga class with. And this lady was explaining that her daughter is 15 and she's getting her first summer job. And as soon as she said that, I had this thought in my head where I was like, when I was 15, I was trying to lose weight. And I just kind of sat with those two ideas for a second, because I know I've often beat myself up over the fact that I really didn't get summer jobs or any type of paying work when I was a teenager. But that didn't mean that I wasn't working in some way. So what do I mean by working? I'm talking about the work that my soul came here to do. We all have a soul mission. We have work that we wanted to do, things that we wanted to heal or put a spotlight on in this life. And I can even think back to my childhood where I was shining light on certain areas of my parents' life that they didn't come to realize until they saw these issues in me and started to work on themselves a little bit. And I've just been sitting with this kind of idea that our soul will continue to do the work that we came here to do, regardless of what career or job is tied to us. Because for some of us, we do have jobs and careers that are tied to our purpose and our soul mission, and that's absolutely great. But for some of us, we have bigger purposes and bigger missions outside of the jobs that we're doing right now. And that's okay too, because a job is just a job. It's just a career. It's not much more. But we've created a society that really puts so much emphasis on jobs and working that we forget that we are all souls. And on a soul level, we are doing the work regardless of whether we have a job or not. And the only reason I was able to begin thinking about changing my lifestyle habits at 15 and wanting to learn about nutrition, the only reason for that, well, there were several reasons, but the biggest thing was that during summer break, I didn't have 8 hours a day where I had to go to school. I had time to try different exercise routines or start, figuring out what it feels like to make changes in my diet and see the reactions in people when I'm eating a salad instead of a cheeseburger. So I was doing the work, at that time that my soul came here to do. And no, nobody was paying me to do it. Nobody was even forcing me to do this. I just made the decision on my own that this is what I wanted to do. And I really believe that it came from my soul's journey, because Fast forward 5 years, I'm 20 years old, and I drop out of college. I'm having trouble finding a job, and I feel like an absolute loser because I placed my worth in both academics and in whether I could make money or not from societal programming. And of course, what do I do with my extra time? I watch a documentary about a whole food plant-based diet, and I start changing my diet again, and I start seeing results, and I start having more confidence and more energy. Then I was able to go back to school in a different area, and eventually was able to get a full-time job not long after that. Flash forward to a year ago where my business failed. I couldn't hardly find a job that wasn't going to suck my energy. And I'm thinking to myself, where did I go wrong? And once again, because I had a lot of time on my hands, what was I doing? Working on myself mentally and emotionally, researching things about health and nutrition, changing more things in my diet, increasing my energy even more. I'm starting to wake up, guys. I'm starting to see that there's this recurring pattern in my life. Wake up, Jimmy. Like, hello. Just because you don't have a job or a business, or you're not making any money off of your passion, does not mean that that isn't the thing that you need to be doing right now. I just had to say it. You know, like I said, our souls came here for a specific job, a specific mission. And whether we have other jobs to bring us income, or whether we have a spouse that supports us financially, or parents or grandparents or a rich uncle or whoever that supports us financially, it's the most beneficial for us to continue on that soul path and to continue doing the work that we came here to do. A lot of people would say that having a job at 15 or 14 years old is a sign of maturity. And a lot of people would also say that deciding to make healthy choices for your life when literally no one in your family and none of your friends are making those choices is also maturity. And yes, there could have been a scenario where I did both. I guess I wasn't at that maturity level at 15, but I don't know that anybody totally is. And if they are, God bless them. The last thing that I wanted to say was that I grew up in a Christian household, and I remember reading stories about the Bible, but also being inundated with these ideas that I needed to go to college and get a good job and make lots of money. But when I looked back and read these stories of Jesus, you know, he was doing all this healing, he was creating miracles in people's lives, and yet he relied on people like his disciples to give him his basic needs. If you read in the Bible, it's like Jesus would perform some big miracle, and then he would turn to his disciples and say, please give me something to eat. And a lot of times people would have to open up their homes and let Jesus live there to do his healing work and miracles. Other people had to support him financially and support his physical needs in order for him to do the work that he came here to do as a soul. I just wanted to share this with anyone who is struggling right now, who thinks that their soul mission or the work that they're doing is not important because they're not making any money off of it, at least not right now, to continue doing the work, because that's exactly what you came here to do, and that's what the world needs. So anyways, if you found this video helpful and you think that other people would benefit from watching it, please go ahead and share it. And if you want to see more videos, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more content like this. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.